Mr. David Mulligan, thank you very much, David. Now we have a presentation from a good friend of the Men's Sheds Association, Dr. Carol Power from UCC, the Centre for Cooperative Studies. Some of you may know Dr. Power's work. She's been doing a lot of research on the sheds, but today she couldn't be with us in person, so we have a short video presentation, and it's about men's sheds as change makers.
Hello, my name is Carol Power and I work with the Centre for Cooperative Studies, University College Cork. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to address the Irish Men's Sheds Association conference today. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person due to work commitments here in UCC. I've been asked to give a brief overview of a research project that I led, which focused on how Irish men's sheds are responding to social and environmental challenges. This research culminated last December in the publication of the report that you see here on screen. The project was funded by the Irish Research Council's New Foundation scheme, which promotes collaborative research between academic researchers such as myself and community organisations, in this case the Irish Men's Shed Association. So, to give you a very brief background and context, as many of you will know, in 2019 the Irish government designated the Irish Men's Sheds Association as one of a number of SDG champions. The SDGs, or the Sustainable Development Goals, are a set of 17 goals agreed by the United Nations in 2015 to work towards tackling social issues such as poverty, social exclusion and inequality, and environmental challenges such as climate change and biodiversity loss. The SDG champion designation recognised the vital role that men's sheds play, not only in terms of the well-being benefits to members, but also the wider benefits of their contribution to their communities, and how they can set an example to others in the community through their actions. It was the SDG designation that inspired this research project. Men's sheds are well recognised for their positive impact on participants' health and well-being by providing a social focus for men and a place for them to participate in a range of activities. Health promotion is well developed in Irish men's sheds through initiatives like the Sheds for Life programme. But men's sheds are also contributing positively to environmental sustainability. And we were interested in finding out more about this work and identifying opportunities to develop this role. So, to learn more, we engaged with members of sheds across the island of Ireland. This involved an online survey of activities offered in men's sheds, and we were delighted to receive responses from 159 sheds. 9 online interviews and 5 online focus groups addressing key themes such as working in nature or for nature, recycling and upcycling, fitness, nutrition and health related activities, and arts, crafts and music. Some of you may have participated in interviews and focus groups and will recall meeting myself or other members of the team, including Michelle and Alana. And we very much enjoyed meeting you and were delighted by the way participants enthusiastically engaged with us and with each other in the course of the research. We also drew on information from websites, social media, newspaper reports and so on. And the study was granted ethical approval by the Social Research Ethics Committee at University College Cork. So as you will see here, we had good representation from across the island of Ireland. we had Leinster and Munster accounting for the largest number of respondents to the survey, but there was also representation from Connacht and Ulster. And equally, we engaged with participants in the focus groups and interviews from across the provinces. So, first of all, we wanted to find out about the rich variety of activities offered in different sheds. And it would be impossible to list all of them here. But among the most commonly reported activities were woodwork or metalwork, which are offered by 80% of sheds. And this overlapped with several other activities. For example, over 70% of sheds put their skills to use in making or installing bird boxes, bat boxes, and bug hotels. In many cases, participants told us that these initiatives came about when they were given unwanted timber that might otherwise go to waste, but they evolved into biodiversity projects. There were plenty of examples of these activities rippling beyond the sheds and sparking interest in nature and wildlife among local people. And we encountered a few collaborations with wildlife organisations who also provided support and advice to sheds. Sheds are also seen as a go-to place in many communities for repairing broken items. Additionally, over half of the sheds were engaged in craft projects using recycled materials. This promotes reuse and recycling, which has a positive impact on the environment and helps more communities move away from the throwaway culture where we constantly replace old with new, sending unwanted goods to landfill. For the most part, making nesting boxes, carrying out repairs and upcycling craftwork were not intentionally developed as biodiversity or climate action projects. They simply provided a work-based activity around which social interaction and skill sharing could occur. And finally, in terms of the most common activities, it's no surprise that health-related activities featured strongly, including talks by healthcare professionals, fitness activities, cooking, and so on. Within individual sheds and the wider men's shed movement, there is a wealth of skills, knowledge, and expertise. But sheds were also open to learning from outside the shed, and there were many examples of collaborations with other groups for mutual and wider community benefit. Over half of the sheds collaborated with tidy towns groups, community or parish councils, churches and schools. For instance, men's sheds contributed to landscaping in their communities, making picnic tables, planters, buddy benches, and so on. And they participated in or led clean-up projects. There was also significant collaboration with local development organisations, with cultural and natural heritage groups, wildlife organisations, sports clubs and charities, to name but a few. And there was also collaboration with the public sector, such as the HSE, local authorities, and education and training boards. There were numerous examples of how men's sheds are helping to address social and environmental challenges. We see here how these efforts map onto the Sustainable Development Goals. Some positive outcomes result from initiatives such as Sheds for Life, which are specifically designed with men's sheds for men's sheds to address health issues. But other activities can also lead to a range of positive outcomes, even when they occur organically rather than by design or intention. Men's sheds provide a social space for men and the opportunity to engage in activities. And a lot of that work benefits the wider community and helps to address key challenges like social isolation and inequality. For instance, while men's sheds are not educational institutions, they provide opportunities for lifelong learning, whether drawing on outside expertise or sharing skills and knowledge through the shoulder-to-shoulder learning that is a key feature of the Men's Shed movement. Men's sheds are widely researched, and that research relies on participants giving their time to engage with researchers. It is important for me as a researcher that men's sheds get some benefit from their engagement with researchers, and that the research does not lie forgotten on a shelf. We want our research to make a difference. Based on our findings, we make a number of recommendations in our report to enable the Men's Shed movement to become even more powerful agents of change in their communities. Firstly, it is important not to lose sight of what men's sheds are about. A place where men can interact socially and where they can engage in collective activities according to their interests and wishes. The saying that the kettle is the most important tool in the shed came up many times in our discussions with participants. And it's that social interaction that is critical for well-being. Men's health and well-being should remain the core focus in sheds. The expression health by stealth has been used to describe the way participation in sheds can have a positive impact on well-being and provides opportunities for men to become more aware, more educated about health issues, and more open to discussing them in an informal setting. We think that the health by stealth approach could equally be applied to environmental sustainability. In fact, it is already happening. The fact that almost 3/4 of sheds are involved in producing nesting boxes for wildlife means that they are actually engaging in biodiversity conservation already. There is huge scope to build on what's already happening. As a starting point, this might include awareness campaigns and guidelines for sheds on environmental issues, shedcasts on relevant issues, and case studies of exemplary work by sheds that are already active in this area. To advance this, drawing on the experience and strengths of the Sheds for Life initiative, we recommend that the Irish Men's Sheds Association consider the development of an environmental conservation initiative, where they work with expert organisations to co-develop and co-design a suite of learning programmes for sheds that are interested in participating. In our report, we refer to some of the literature that highlights the health benefits of spending time engaging with the natural environment. Therefore, developing participants' engagement with environmental issues through practical projects could provide a new direction for men's sheds that could work in synergy with the goals of improving men's health and well-being. Beyond the benefits to members, which of course is the most important thing, this could also be an opportunity for Ireland to lead by example, demonstrating to the international men's shed movement how they can play an active role in caring for the environment. I would strongly urge you to consider embracing this challenge. If you would like to read the full report, which you can see here on the left of the screen, you can download it from the address provided. If you would prefer a shorter summary, there is a link to an article that I wrote for RTE Brainstorm with Ray O'Connor, one of the co-authors of the report. So finally, I'd like to thank the Irish Men's Sheds Association for the invitation to address the conference today and for supporting this research. Most of all, sincere thanks to the men who engaged with us in this project. Without you, it would not have been possible. I wish you well with your conference today, and I look forward to seeing men's sheds in Ireland go from strength to strength. Thank you.